So you want to decode Peter Thiel's 0 to 1. Huh. Well, you come to the right place. We're going to dive deep into these excerpts. And trust me, this isn't, your typical startup advice.
Yeah, definitely.
This is about, building the future, not just cussing what's already out there.
Absolutely. Thiel throws out a pretty provocative question right at the beginning.
Yeah.
What valuable company is nobody building?
Oh, wow.
It really makes you think about all that potential out there, doesn't it? All the things that could be.
Totally. It's like he's saying there are, all these hidden opportunities
Yeah.
just waiting to be discovered.
Yeah.
But we're all, too busy chasing the same old ideas.
Mm-hmm. And one of the most fascinating things about 0 to 1 is how Thiel challenges, the conventional wisdom
Yeah.
about startups.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of, battling it out in a crowded market, he says, aim to create a new one.
Right.
Where you have no competition.
Okay, so that's the whole escaping competition idea, right?
Yeah, that's it.
But isn't competition supposed to be good?
Well, yeah.
I mean, it drives innovation, keeps everyone on their toes.
That's the usual thinking.
Right.
But Thiel argues that competing in a really crowded market often leads to, a race to the bottom. Where everyone loses. He uses the example of PayPal versus Napster to illustrate this point.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Napster, they disrupted the music industry, sure.
Yeah. I mean, everyone was using Napster.
Right, but they didn't really offer a sustainable solution.
Oh, okay.
And they got in a lot of trouble,
Yeah, for sure.
But PayPal, on the other hand, created a whole new market, for online payments, and they became the go-to solution for millions of users.
Yeah.
Still are.
Yeah, for sure. So instead of just disrupting an existing industry, PayPal created something new.
Totally.
That's a pretty big distinction.
It is, yeah. It highlights the difference between creating value and just capturing a small slice of an existing market. The Thiel really believes that true innovation lies in creating those 0 to 1 moments.
Oh.
Those leaps forward that redefine industries.
Interesting. So are you thinking about what kind of value you could create in a space where no one else is playing?
I like that.
What's your PayPal?
That's a great question to think about.
Yeah, right.
But before you get too caught up in brainstorming ideas, let's talk about another counterintuitive concept that Thiel introduces.
Okay.
The last mover advantage.
The last mover advantage. I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Because we're always told that being first to market is crucial, right?
Yeah.
That you need to establish yourself early on. But Thiel seems to disagree.
He does. He argues that it's often the last mover, the one who makes the defining innovation, who actually wins in the long run. Think about Facebook. And, Zuckerberg wasn't the first to create a social network.
No, for sure not.
MySpace, Friendster. Yeah.
All those, yeah.
But he built something so compelling that it eclipsed all the others.
He did, and he famously rejected a $1 billion acquisition offer, early on.
Wow, yeah.
From Yahoo. That takes, serious conviction.
It does.
In your vision.
Right. And that's what separates the last movers from the rest. They're not just focused on grabbing a quick win.
Right.
They're playing the long game. They're building something that will dominate for years to come. So instead of rushing to be first, how can you focus on perfecting your idea and becoming the dominant player in your niche?
That makes a lot of sense. But building something truly groundbreaking can't be easy, right?
No, definitely not.
It makes me wonder about the role of luck versus skill in all of this.
Right.
Is success just a roll of the dice?
Yeah.
Or is it something we can actually control?
That's a question that's been debated for centuries, but Thiel has a pretty strong opinion on it. He points to serial entrepreneurs, like Elon Musk, as evidence that skill and deliberate planning play a much larger role than just luck. If success were just a matter of chance, would these individuals be able to consistently create successful companies, across different industries?
That's true, yeah.
Hard to argue with that.
Yeah. So, ditch the lottery ticket.
Yeah, pretty much.
Focus on honing your skills.
Yeah.
And developing a strategic plan.
Exactly. Thiel believes we have way more agency in our success than we often realize. It's about identifying opportunities, taking calculated risks, and learning from both our successes and failures.
I love that. And this reminds me of another intriguing concept from the book.
Okay.
The idea of uncovering hidden secrets.
Yeah, yeah.
What did Thiel mean by that? Are we talking about buried treasure?
No, not quite.
Or like some kind of secret society?
No, but it's pretty close. Thiel believes there are still countless undiscovered secrets, truths that very few people know. In both like the natural world and in society. He argues that every great company is built around one of these secrets.
Oh, wow.
Think of it as like finding a valuable piece of information that gives you a unique advantage in the marketplace.
So it's like finding like a blind spot in a system.
Yeah. Right.
Like an inefficiency that you can exploit to create something new.
Exactly.
And valuable.
Yeah. Take Airbnb, for example.
Okay, yeah.
They tapped into a hidden demand, people's desire for unique and affordable travel experiences.
Right.
By connecting travelers with homeowners who had spare rooms to rent. It seems obvious now.
Mm-hmm.
But before Airbnb, did anyone really think about staying in like a stranger's home?
It's funny because it's like they found a need that people didn't even know they had.
Totally.
Yeah, that's a great example.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder, like, what needs are going unmet around ME?
Mm-hmm.
What could I create that people don't even know they're missing?
Right. That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's precisely the kind of thinking that Thiel encourages.
Totally, yeah. But even if you, like, stumble across a brilliant idea,
right,
a hidden secret, it's not enough to just, like, recognize it. You have to do something with it.
Yeah, you got to build something.
You got to build something around it, right?
Exactly.
So, a light bulb moment is great.
Yeah.
But it's just, like, the beginning of the journey. So how do you, like, translate that initial spark, into a company, a product, a movement?
Well, Thiel, he offers some pretty insightful guidance on this.
Okay.
He stresses the importance of building the right team, not just like a team of talented individuals,
right,
but a team of people who really share your vision,
okay,
who are passionate about, the mission, and who are in it for the long haul.
The long haul. So it's about finding your fellow, what does he call it? Definite optimists.
Yes. Definite optimists, those who believe in building a better future. Yeah. And he also cautions against hiring too quickly. He says that, in the early stages of a startup, every new hire has a huge impact.
Oh, yeah.
On the culture and the trajectory of the company. It's
Yeah.
about finding those key individuals who can complement, your strengths and help you navigate the inevitable challenges that are going to come up.
I imagine it's like assembling, a crew for a voyage.
I like that.
Into uncharted territory.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You need people who are skilled,
Yeah.
resilient, and trust each other.
Totally. And just like a captain needs to, chart a course
Right.
and navigate through storms, the founder of a startup needs to be a strong leader. Thiel emphasizes that founders should be more than just like idea generators.
Right.
They need to inspire and motivate their team.
Yeah.
Make tough decisions, adapt to changing circumstances.
Adapt. Yeah. So important. So they need to embody that definite optimism.
Yes, exactly.
Themselves, right? Leading by example.
Right.
Demonstrating that unwavering belief in the vision.
Absolutely. And leading by example also means, rolling up your sleeves and getting involved in the day-to-day. Especially in those early stages. Thiel believes that founders should have a deep understanding of all aspects of their business.
All aspects. Wow. So it's not enough to just have the big idea.
Right.
You need to be willing to get your hands dirty.
Yeah.
And make sure it comes to life.
That's a key takeaway. And it applies not only to the internal workings of the company, but also to the way you interact with the outside world. Thiel has a lot to say about the importance of sales and distribution.
Oh, yeah. The age-old saying. You can build it, but will they come?
Exactly. Even the most revolutionary product won't succeed if nobody knows about it.
Right.
You need to find creative ways to reach your audience.
Yeah.
And convince them that what you're offering is something, truly valuable.
Truly valuable.
Yeah.
So it's about understand your customer, their needs, their pain points, crafting a message that resonates.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And that brings us to another crucial aspect of building a successful startup. Fundraising.
Ah, yes. The dreaded F word.
Right. It seems like, Every startup founder is constantly chasing investors.
Yeah.
So what's Thiel's take on this?
Well, he's got some pretty unconventional views, actually. He cautions against raising too much money
Oh, okay.
too early.
Too early. Okay.
He believes that it can lead to complacency
Oh, interesting.
and a loss of focus. He encourages founders to be scrappy and resourceful in the early stages.
Okay.
Proving their concept and generating revenue before they go seeking, large investments.
So bootstrap as long as you can.
Yeah, that's the idea.
It forces you to be creative and resourceful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when you do decide to seek funding, Thiel emphasizes the importance of being selective about your inviters. It's not just about, getting the money.
Right.
It's about finding partners
Yeah.
who align with your vision, and can provide valuable guidance and support.
Like finding mentors.
Yeah.
Who have been there and done that and can help you navigate those choppy waters.
Exactly. That's a great way to think about it. And it ties into another key theme.
Yeah.
That runs throughout, 0 to 1, the importance of building a culture of continuous learning and adaptation.
So it's not about having all the answers up front.
Right.
It's about being willing to learn.
Yeah.
Iterate.
Yeah.
And adjust course as needed.
Precisely. Thiel, he reminds us that the startup journey is a marathon, not a sprint, There will be unexpected challenges and setbacks and pivots along the way.
Yeah, there always are.
Yeah. But the key is to have, a team.
Right.
And a culture that embraces these challenges as opportunities for growth.
I like that.
And innovation.
It's like navigating a ship,
Right.
Through uncharted waters.
Right.
You need to be constantly adjusting your sails and reading the currents.
Right.
And adapting to those ever-changing conditions.
Exactly. And just like a skilled captain relies on their crew to weather the storms, a successful founder needs to empower their team to take ownership, experiment, learn from their mistakes, and constantly push the boundaries.
So it sounds like Thiel is advocating for a very specific kind of company culture, one that embraces like risk-taking feedback and continuous improvement.
He is, and he believes that, this kind of culture is essential for creating truly groundbreaking innovation. It's about fostering a mindset, of curiosity, experimentation, and resilience, where failure is seen as a valuable learning opportunity rather than a setback.
I love that. That's such a powerful shift in perspective, It makes me think about all the times I've been afraid to try something new for fear of failing.
Yeah.
What if we embraced failure
as
a necessary part of the process?
That's the beauty of 0 to 1, It challenges us to rethink our assumptions.
Right.
And approach challenges with a fresh perspective.
Yeah.
It encourages us to, to be bold.
Yeah.
To think differently and to believe in our ability to create a better future.
Okay, I love that. This is all like incredibly inspiring.
Yeah, it is.
But I'm curious to hear, some real world examples of companies that have successfully implemented these, 0 to 1 principles. Can you share some stories that illustrate, these concepts in action?
I can.
Yeah, I love a good story. Especially when it involves, companies that are like shaking things up, redefining the rules.
Yeah, well, we've already talked about some great examples like PayPal.
Yeah.
Airbnb. They saw that gap in the market, that need, and they built something truly, truly innovative to fill it.
And they weren't afraid to, challenge the status quo.
Right.
They went against conventional wisdom and created their own path.
Totally. Another company that comes to mind is SpaceX.
Oh, yeah.
Elon Musk, he had this crazy idea
Right.
to make space travel more affordable and accessible.
Yeah. Everyone thought he was nuts.
Totally.
But he persevered.
He did.
Built the company from scratch.
Yeah.
And now they're launching rockets left and right.
They are.
It's amazing. It's like he took that definite optimism to a whole new level, He wasn't just hoping for a better future. Yeah, he was actively creating it.
He was.
Speaking of creating the future, what about Amazon? They started as an online bookstore, which seemed like a pretty niche idea at the time.
It did, but they understood the power of the last mover advantage, you know. They focused on building the best possible customer experience, relentlessly iterating and expanding their offerings. And now they're this global behemoth.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, selling everything under the sun.
Everything. Yeah.
It's amazing to think about how, these companies started with a simple idea, a spark of insight, and then grew into these massive world-changing enterprises. But it's not just about size, is it?
No.
It's about impact.
It is. Think about Google. They weren't the first search engine.
No.
But they built a far superior product, based on this secret, their PageRank algorithm.
Right.
And it completely revolutionized the way we access information.
Totally.
Yeah.
And they've continued to innovate,
Yeah.
From email to maps.
Yeah.
To self-driving cars.
Yeah.
They're constantly pushing the boundaries.
They are.
It makes you wonder, like, what secrets are still out there?
Right.
Just waiting to be discovered. What's your Google waiting to happen?
Right. That's the exciting part. 0 to 1 isn't just about admiring the success of others. It's about empowering you.
Yeah.
To create your own success story. It's about asking yourself what valuable company is nobody building? What problem are you uniquely equipped to solve?
One thing that really struck me about 0 to 1 was Thiel's emphasis on building a company that's not just successful, but also meaningful.
Yeah.
It's not enough to just make money.
Right.
You have to create something that makes a difference in the world.
I completely agree. Thiel, he talks about the importance of building a company that you're proud of, something that, contributes to human progress in a positive way,
Totally.
It's about finding that sweet spot where your passion, your skills, and the needs of the world, they all intersect. Wow.
Oh, I love that. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I think the key takeaway is this. Don't be afraid to think big. Don't be afraid to challenge the status quo. Don't be afraid to go against the grain.
Yeah, and most importantly, don't be afraid to build something truly unique and valuable. The world needs more 0 to 1 thinkers, more innovators, more dreamers who are willing to take that leap of faith and create the future they want to see.
I think that's a perfect note to end on. Go out there, find your secret, build your team, make your mark on the world. And remember, the only way to build the future is to create something new. Something that's never been done before.
Good luck on your journey. We're excited to see what you create.